Welcome, everybody, to Relax and Respawn. We are back after a month hiatus. I am in Japan. Ell, you're still in Atlanta, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna dox you to everybody. Uh,
Oh God.
this is his address. It is actually, I don't actually know your address, so I couldn't do that if I
Oh yeah,
wanted
that is true.
to.
That's right.
But Elle, how's it been going? It's been a month since we've
Man,
talked.
I know.
Life has changed
Life.
considerably for me. I don't know about you, but
No,
um,
definitely. A lot of stuff has changed. I mean, I wouldn't say I haven't had a big change yet. My big change will happen next year.
yeah,
When me and my partner move across the country, and so we will see my dog fighting in the background,
yeah.
but
I
that's
was
okay.
getting a
Uh,
free. Everyone's getting a
they're
free show.
wrestling.
Yeah,
Exactly. But no, but other than that, really the only thing I'm trying to think of if there's any like been been any big changes. Not so much on my end. Just with like maybe just still working, just venturing into new projects and new ideas. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary for me. I would say you more than anybody have had
yeah,
probably the biggest change.
yeah. I moved to Japan, Okinawa, back at the beginning of August.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whew, and that's where I'm at now. All right, I
Yeah.
know you can't tell. There's a big blackness behind me, but it's actually light. There's a
You're
window
actually
here.
it's morning where you're in the future. It's in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. It's 9:48 my time in the morning.
Wow. And it is 8:48 p.m. here.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
I'm from the future. So if the world ends today, I'll let you know.
You'll be able to tell
I
me.
can shoot you. I'll be like, hey man, just so you know, the world's gonna end in a couple hours. You
Goodbye. Meow.
you have until 5 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
To say goodbye. But yeah, I moved to Japan. I'm here. It's been a roller coaster
I
of a
bet.
ride, and that's kind of what this today is going to be about, I guess. Just
Yeah.
like this move, and I'm gonna be honest, didn't even think about a topic today, so I'm
Oh
just
no,
gonna
it's
say
all
I
good.
just
It's all good. I was gonna say like because I know I was curious as to what was. I know we talked a little bit via the messaging app that we use because I know
mhm,
you kind of you don't have your number anymore, so you get another one because you're living in Japan, and so you need a
yeah.
Japan number. Um, what was? Well, first tell me how was the flight? I know you told me from what I remember that you didn't sleep that much.
Oh
It
God,
wasn't
no.
really. How was that like getting into that flight?
Oh man, so I got to start at the beginning.
Hmm.
So I departed from Nashville.
Yeah.
We went from Nashville to Detroit to Japan. Um,
Wow. Okay.
and so we had to at 3 o'clock in the morning in Nashville. We had to get to the airport. So
Yeah.
it was like the day before we had a bunch of like conference type things that we had to go to. We had to like sit in a panel and like meet our fellow Jets and all that.
Yeah.
And we got done by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Hmm.
then there was like a dinner thing that went until like 8 o'clock, and then it was we just go sit in our hotel until 3 o'clock in the morning. And
Oh my gosh.
I didn't do the dinner thing. I just went back to the hotel and was like, I'm gonna try to get some sleep, and
Yeah.
I did not get any sleep.
Oh.
I was too anxious about
Yeah.
it, and then I at 3 o'clock, like about 2:30, the person that was like my roommate,
Hmm.
we just were like, neither of us could sleep, so we just went out to the
Yeah.
lobby to get ready for the bus ride to the airport.
Gotcha.
We were the first two to arrive, and then we just sat there. But then it was interesting watching like all my fellow Jets come in, all of them like just clearly like exhausted. They were just like, clearly nobody really got any sleep. Clearly nobody
Yeah.
got any sleep. We all got on the bus, get to the Nashville airport.
Yeah.
We had to wait an hour because like the kiosk stuff wasn't opening for like an hour. So we were like, why did we come here
Oh
this early?
wow. Yeah.
So we just sat there for like an hour, and then once the kiosk opened, they got us through pretty quickly because like it was like
Okay.
we had a special line dedicated to just us. Um,
Gotcha.
and so we got through pretty quickly. Got through like we didn't even do like the normal checks, like security checks. I was like,
Oh
this is
wow.
questionable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess because like they already had like pre-approved us and all that stuff, and got
Yeah.
TSA to pre-approve all of us and stuff. So we like security was very quick.
Hmm.
And then it was just waiting for the plane. The plane got there at like 6:30. We were on the plane flying to Detroit. We had about a 2-hour layover in Detroit. Um,
Wow.
so I just sat there, hanging out in the
Yeah,
airport in
exactly.
Detroit, and then the flight to Detroit was fine. It was like a hour flight, so
Okay.
very quick. But then the flight to Japan, oof. I was nice. I
Uh-huh.
I had an aisle seat,
Yeah.
and I was just being very nice, and I was like, because this guy was like, "Oh man, I really want to sit next to my wife. She's sitting right there. Do you mind switching places with me?" And I said, "You know what? Sure." His seat was in the so I was like so you have your three rows. I
Hmm.
was I was at the left side aisle seat. He was sitting in the middle row. So
Oh
and
boy.
so we switched. And then it became a situation where I was like, man, I'm in the middle. I don't want to disturb either person next to me.
Oh my
So it just became
gosh.
an uncomfortable 13-hour flight because I just like
Oh
I don't want to move and
yeah.
disturb the people next to me. Which like the two people next to me were Jets. They were like people that I had just met the day before, but I still felt weird being like, I need to get up, please. I need to go use the restroom or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like I tried to keep anytime I went to the restroom, I made sure that was when they were going. Cause
Oh, gotcha.
because I didn't want to ask either one to like, hey, could you get up for a second? I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh my
so
gosh.
so I've maybe used the bathroom like 3 times in total during that flight.
Oh wow.
And then I couldn't sleep. Like the
Yeah.
people, I just like I was so self conscious. I was like, I'm gonna probably snore. I don't want to. It was just like it just felt inconvenient. I felt like I was being an inconvenience to the people next to me. So I was just like,
Uh,
I'm just gonna sit like this. Also, we were also in economy, so there was like no like room really at all. And I have like
yeah.
I have long legs, and so
Yeah.
it was very uncomfortable
Yeah.
flights. I watched all of How to Train Your Dragon. watched all 3 movies for How to Train Your Dragon, plus
Yeah.
John Wick 4. So
Ah, okay. Interesting.
um,
Wow.
I will say I started. I I I didn't get a full sleep. I drift away a couple of times. I would
Yeah.
drift away and then wake up to something randomly happening in How to Train Your Dragon or something. Um, Apparently the person next to me was watching How to Train Your Dragon with me. Like she was watching my
Oh,
screen, and she was
yeah.
telling me, she was like, "Yeah, I tried to talk to you about something that happened, but you were asleep." But I was like, "Huh, okay." But I was getting bursts of sleep for 10, 15
Gotcha.
minutes, but I wasn't getting consistent sleep for long periods of time.
Exactly.
Then when I got to Japan,
Hmm.
I didn't sleep again
Oh,
until we
yeah.
started orientation stuff, where so we had orientation. We landed in
Hmm.
Japan. We immediately got taken to the hotel. We had to
Hmm.
sit in a conference thing again where they were just telling us the rules and be like, hey, this is what you need to know about.
Oh,
Here are your keys.
yeah.
Here's the stuff that you need for the rest of the week. I didn't understand half the things they were saying. It was just all a
Yeah.
blur to me at that point because
Yeah.
I was almost almost 24 hours without sleep.
Wow.
And so it was just all a blur for me. And so I
Yeah.
got my key. I went up to my room, met my roommates for Tokyo. I had 2 roommates in our hotel in the Tokyo, and the
Okay.
hotel, nicest hotel I've ever been in. It
Really
was dope as hell. It was just
nice. Nice.
fantastic. Um, but met my roommates, and
Mhm.
then one of my roommates was like, "You want to go around? You want to go walk around Tokyo? We got it was only 4 o'clock in the afternoon." He was like, "You want to go walk
Yeah.
around?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not?" So then I
Yeah.
ended up staying out until 11, 12. so
Wow.
so 12 o'clock hits. We get back to the hotel. He's drunk. I'm not. I don't
Yeah.
drink, but I'm taking care of
Yeah.
him. So I help him get back to the hotel, get through the room and
Yeah.
stuff. He goes to sleep. My other roommate's already in bed, so we're trying to be quiet, but the guy's drunk. So you
Yeah.
know,
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
and I'm just like, hey man, calm down. It's okay. Let's go to
Yeah.
sleep. It's just
Relax.
bedtime.
Relax.
So he settles down. He pretty much he's like, okay, yeah, and then collapses and passes out, which is great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
and then I get into my bed and I'm just laying there. I'm like, "Ah, man, I can't sleep.
Oh my
So I get
gosh.
up and I walk around outside the
What?
hotel. Yeah. Um, I come back to the hotel room like around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
Our
man.
orientation stuff starts at 8 o'clock.
Oh my
So
god.
I lay down, I sleep for maybe like 2 hours,
Okay.
and then I wake up and they're like, "Oh, dude, we got to go get to the breakfast because they're providing breakfast for us and stuff." So my roommates are
Okay.
like, "Oh, let's go get breakfast." So
Yeah.
I wake up, I'm groggy as hell, tired as all hell. I go get breakfast
Yeah.
with them. Um, then orientation stuff starts, and
Hmm.
man, I, I should confess this. This is a secret. Nobody tell Jet this.
Oh boy.
Nobody tell
Oh
Jet
boy.
this. I made it through the first half of orientation, so it was like from 8 to about 10. So 2 hours of just
Uh-huh.
them talking to us about being on welcome to
Yeah. Yeah.
Japan, blah blah blah. It's gonna be a great
Yeah.
experience. They give us a break,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, man, it is. I'm falling asleep over here. I don't. They just said a bunch of words to me, and I don't understand anything they said. And I'm like, we have an hour break. I'm gonna go up to the room and get some sleep.
Oh boy.
I get up to the room. I lay down. I wake up. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
I wake up to my roommate that I had went out with the night before. He's like, "Hey, Jesus, you come on, wake up. We gotta go get food and dinner and stuff. Like, you want to go get some ramen?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. I guess. What time is it?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's 4 o'clock. You missed everything. We saw that you were asleep."
Oh my.
He was like, "We saw that you were asleep, and we just let you sleep." I was like,
Oh
"Okay."
my god.
I was like, "Thank you for that." So,
Exactly. Yeah.
but that was like my first. That was my flight experience, and that was like my first day experience. Was just like
Holy moly.
I think I was like up for almost like 30 hours total before I finally got actual proper
Before you just
sleep.
crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
And
god. That's so crazy.
yeah, it was just like I couldn't get any proper sleep. I wish I would have been able to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that was my first day in Tokyo, and so we spent about 4 or 5 days in Tokyo. Um,
Oh, nice.
Um, I went to all the orientation stuff after the first day. I did do that. So I did go to all the workshops and stuff and like went to the meet and greets and stuff like that. But yeah, the first day it was not I just slept through it pretty much. So
I I get that though. That makes sense. Like whenever the first time me and my partner went to Japan, like we were arriving around like I think 4 p.m. but
mhm,
we had left at night from Atlanta to LA to LA to Tokyo,
mhm.
and we were going to like by the time we arrived, she was like, "We're gonna be tired, but we have to stay awake. We have to stay awake." To kind of adjust to the time and just the jet lag and stuff, and we
Yeah.
were able to do it. But man, that first night, just kind of like you on the flight, it was a 14 hour flight or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it was
And
14 hours and like 30 minutes or something like that for me.
yeah, I think ours was like around 13 if I remember correctly. And oof, I think I had moments of that where you were saying like it's not quite sleep. It's almost like you're going to sleep as if you're a computer. You're
Yeah,
going into
just shut
the
down
sleep mode.
yeah, sleep mode and
You're still on, but it's like sleeping. So
someone moves the mouse and it wakes back. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I had moments like that where, luckily, my partner was very smart when we were booking the tickets. She would say, "Hey, let's sit." I think the seats that in our plane, we sat on the edge of it, so there would only be two seats, so it'd just be us two. And
Mhm.
she would always want the window seat, and I would get the aisle seat. And so we didn't have to worry about people getting up unless she had to go to the bathroom, but it wasn't anything. But yeah, I think I played a lot of Inscription on that flight. I played a lot of
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 on my Switch. Watched I think a couple of Netflix shows or movies, but I might have gotten like 1 or 2 hours of sleep. It was not good, just because I
Yeah.
can't sleep, on a plane.
Yeah. Oh man. Like the day that I departed or the day before I departed, Baldur's
Hmm.
Gate 3 came out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I installed it on the crappy Wi-Fi on the hotel. It was like it took
Oh,
14 hours. It took 14 hours to
oh,
install. Like I got to so I got to Nashville the day before I was supposed to be there. Just because I didn't
okay.
because like the orientation stuff was like on a Friday afternoon, and it was going to start at
Okay.
like 2 o'clock, and it's like an 8 hour drive from
Oh, okay.
where I was living to Nashville. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to wake up super early in the morning, drive
Hmm.
there, go sit through
Yeah.
orientation, and then have to catch a plane like not too long after, because then I would have really been like super tired. So
Yeah.
uh, my dad drove me out there. We got a hotel room for the night before, and then that was the day that Baldur's Gate 3 came out. And so when I got to the hotel, I had started installing Baldur's Gate, and my intention was to play Baldur's Gate on the flight.
Yeah.
Well, because I was sitting in the middle seat, and because my laptop is so freaking huge, uh,
Ah.
I was like,
Yeah.
and the like TV tray is so small because it's economy and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like this big of a tray, and I was like,
Oh my
this if I
god.
tried to pull this out and tried to play Baldur's Gate, it would not work. So
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even want to get my Switch out from my backpack, because like I put my backpack under the seat in front of me,
Yeah.
and like I didn't want to like lean down or anything and pull my backpack
Yeah.
out. So I just sat there. I had my Switch and my laptop in my backpack, and I'm like, my intention was to play something, because like I on my Switch I had installed Slay the Spire, so I could play
Oh
Slay
yeah.
the Spire on my Switch, and didn't even do that. Like I just,
Oh
because like didn't want to move, and like because I was so close to so close to them, and I doubt they would
yeah.
have cared. I doubt they would have cared, but like I was just like, I'm so cramped in here, and I'm already like in inconvenience, that because like
Yeah.
my legs are long, like I said, and so I kept like shuffling my legs around, because it was just like I couldn't get comfortable. Uh,
Gotcha.
if it was the worst, but
That's that's so crazy. Did you guys? I wanted to ask you this. When you were flying, I noticed that when me and my partner first flew to Japan, we flew Delta. I don't know
mhm.
what airline you guys took.
We use Delta as
Uh,
well.
oh, did you guys? What I thought was really cool is because if you're going to Japan, they give you, they give you meals because you're in the air for so long.
Yeah.
And did you get meals that were like Japanese style meals? Did
Yep.
you all get those?
Yep.
Oh man, I thought that was so cool, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like an introduction, so to speak, into where you're going. And I thought
Yeah.
that was so cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. We got I don't remember what food we got. We got something with I got something with chicken in it. There was like we had like two options. A
Yeah.
vegetarian option and then chicken option. That's it. I went with the chicken option. And I looked at it, and like it kind of looked like vomit, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
but it was something that it was some food from Japan, and it was fine. Like
Gotcha.
it was air it was like it was simultaneous. It was somehow hot. Like there was steam coming off of it when I opened it,
Hmm.
and it smelled okay. It smelled okay, but when I
Yeah.
started eating it, I was like, man, this is actually kind of cold. So
Oh
how
no.
is it hot and cold? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there was like steam coming off of it. I think the best part of that meal. So we had lunch, dinner, and breakfast. We got it.
Yeah.
The lunch was like a small like sandwich thing that they gave us. That
Hmm.
was fine. The dinner was a little bit bigger with the dessert, and then
Yeah.
we got some it was basic, like the breakfast was basically like a hot pocket thing, but
Oh, okay.
um
Yeah.
I don't it was Japanese thing. I can't remember what exactly it was.
Hmm.
I just got like the cheese option, because they had a cheese option, and then they had like a fish option, and I was like,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go with cheese. Just give me the cheese. That's it. But the dinner, the dessert was really good. It was like this strawberry jello thing that was really good.
Ah,
And
nice.
when I got to the hotel in Japan, and I went to there
Hmm.
was a konbini in the hotel,
Hmm.
a convenience store, for those who don't know what a
Hmm.
konbini is. And I saw all of the strawberry things there, and so I just
Ah.
kept buying them. I was like, it's like that was good. I remember that from the plate. It was good. So
That's
that was
hilarious.
like my meal, except for the ramen that I ate the first day or the second day. The ramen that I got was so fucking good. It was
Oh man,
amazing. It was
yeah.
we went to like my roommate just took us to like a hole in the wall place. Like it was
Yeah.
he had already been to Tokyo a couple of times.
Okay.
He was fluent in Japanese. His girlfriend was Japanese and stuff. Like he studied abroad during his college days in Tokyo, and so he was like,
Gotcha.
"Yeah, I know where we need to go." And so I just followed him, and he like took us
Yeah.
down a couple of streets and everything. And I was like, "Man, are you taking me someplace to kill me?" Because some of these streets look question. Like if I was in the U.S., I would have been like, "Man, this I think I'm about to die" type of situation. But no, he took us. We went into this like hole in the wall. It was just like four or five benches outside,
Yeah.
little tarp
Yeah.
overhead, and
Uh-huh.
the the three guys that were working were super nice. They greeted us in Japanese and all everything, and it like the vibe was immaculate. It was amazing, just like that whole
Nice.
experience because they were super friendly. One of them spoke English, and so
Oh wow.
he was talking to me in English and everything. But yeah, it was amazing experience. Like that, just like that hole in the wall ramen place was amazing. I don't remember the name of it at all, but
Yeah.
it was so good. Um, I got like super spicy ramen, and it was just
Ah,
perfect. It was perfect. So
that's so great. Yeah. Japan definitely, from the time that we visited, has had some of the best food I've ever had
yeah,
ever. Um, and it's such great ramen, great everything. We love even the stuff that they have at their 7-Eleven or Lawson's.
yeah.
It's just
That's
so
what
good,
that's what the sandwich is from. That's what the sandwich is from.
man.
I was eating a for the audio listeners. I was eating a sandwich before we started because I found it in my
Yeah.
backpack. There's a that sounds horrible. I was eating a sandwich I found in my backpack. There's there's a Lawson's like right next to my school,
Oh, nice.
and so I live like about 5-10 minutes away from my school, so it's
Wow, so you're right there.
for a walk, yeah. And so I just go by there every morning, get a drink, get a sandwich, and then when I'm leaving in the afternoon, get a drink, get a sandwich. I've been getting sometimes I get one of the bento boxes, that just like
Yeah.
prepackaged meals, really fucking good. Like I don't think I've had a bad one yet. They had a
Nice.
the other day um they had they had burritos like
Wow.
they
Okay.
had it was but there it was the wrap itself was a tofu wrap. I don't know how to
Okay.
explain that, and then inside was beef and lettuce and stuff, and carrots and stuff.
Wow.
It was surprisingly really good. They added there was like a I don't know what kind of sauce I don't know what kind of sauce it was, but it was like
Yeah.
really it was like just enough spice to make me go, nice, nice.
Ah.
It was that pleasant just like kick that you get. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so it was
Nice.
it's been fun with that uh uh, yeah, because like my first 2 weeks I didn't have a refrigerator. Finally got a refrigerator. It's right next to me.
Nice.
It's fine.
Nice.
Finally got my refrigerator in because I live in Okinawa. It takes forever for things to
Ah.
get
Okay.
here because like I ordered my refrigerator off Amazon, and they were like, "Oh yeah, shipment to Amazon, Amazon Prime." 2 weeks later, I was like, "Huh." So
Oh my
there's
gosh.
there's no reason to have Prime because like even like when I was
Yeah.
looking at the normal thing, it was like it's still gonna be 2 weeks away. So it's like
Wow.
cool.
That's so crazy.
Because yeah, Okinawa has to like would import everything from like the
Yeah.
mainland, and
Yeah.
so most things get shipped via boats rather than planes or cargo
Gotcha.
holds or anything like that. So it takes
Makes
forever to
sense.
get things. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
What was it? I was gonna say. Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say, what was it like being in Tokyo and then going to Okinawa? What was that like? Because I knew you had to catch another flight to get to Okinawa, right?
yeah, that one was fine. The I can't say too much about the
Oh,
day
gotcha.
of because then we're getting into personal territory of other
Gotcha.
jet stuff that was going on. But
Okay.
I will say this: one of our we got delayed because one of our fellow jets lost his passport.
Oh.
He
Well.
could he had yeah, and so we were delayed because we met up in the hotel lobby at like we were supposed to meet up at 8:30, 8 o'clock,
Hmm.
somewhere around that one of those. And then once we're all there, we were gonna go to the airport and check in and all that.
Yeah.
Well, because the they lost their passport, we didn't leave the hotel in like 10, until like 10 o'clock because they
Wow.
were searching for it. They're trying to find it. Like the hotel staff were super nice trying to help him find it because they thought maybe he left it in his hotel in the room, but he had already turned his key in, so they had to get someone to
Gotcha.
go up there and all that. And but yeah, it was an interesting morning, and then the flight itself was equally fine. It was like a 2 hour flight, um,
Okay.
and we were so at the time a
Hmm.
typhoon was forming um,
Wow.
around a typhoon was forming around the southern part of Japan, and so we had to
Mhm.
like fly around the typhoon, so it was probably a little bit longer than what it normally would be. But like you could
Wow.
see it like outside the window.
Really?
Yeah, you could see like the super dark clouds and stuff as we were going around. And then as we were going around too, the turbulence was pretty bad because winds
Oh,
and all that.
yeah.
But so that was like probably the most unpleasant flight of the whole out of
Okay.
all, like just in terms of like turbulence and stuff. I mean, the 13-hour
Mhm.
flight was the most unpleasant one just because of how cramped it was. But
Yeah.
the turbulence was the one that made me go, "Ooh, I'm gonna die." So, but
Wow.
yeah, a typhoon had been forming at the time and stuff, and hit southern Japan. A lot of jets who were in some of the prefectures had to like leave orientation early so they could get ahead of the
Typhoon.
typhoon. Yeah, so they could get to their
Wow.
placements before typhoon. Oh, your screen, your camera
Oh,
keeps freezing.
sorry. Whoop.
Your camera froze. It's fine. Oh, it's life. It might. I don't know if it's my screen or your screen. It might be one of ours. I don't know. I mean, it's
I,
somebody's.
feel, I can still see it moving
Okay.
on my
Maybe
end.
it's my recording. Like I said,
Oh, gotcha.
my computer sucks.
Chugging along.
Yeah, it's trying to keep up. So, like, hey man, I'm just glad this computer can run Baldur's Gate and
Exactly.
Starfield.
Yeah.
So,
That's so funny.
it's almost 10 years old and it meets the minimum requirements for both games. So,
That's so funny.
gotta
I
upgrade this
can't
son
wait
of a
to get
bitch.
into it. I
Yeah.
know. I know. So then let me ask you this to kind of like you get to Okinawa and what's the first thing that happens? I think I remember you texting me saying as soon as you got there you had things you had to go get done, right?
Yeah, man. As soon as I got there, was I have to go get the keys to my apartment, sign the paperwork for my apartment,
Mhm.
which is like a long process in Japan. Like I'm not used to this. Like in the
Yeah.
U.S., it's like you can fill out application online. You never have to
Yeah.
interact
Yeah.
with anybody until you go get your key type thing. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm used to. No, they had to like sit. It was like 2 hours of the real estate agent person being like, this is the contract, detailing every single thing in the contract,
Wow.
and just like, you understand. Had to sign so many stupid things. Like it was like
Wow.
I had to sign something every other like thing because it was just like they want to make sure you understand like your rights, and like I understand, I get it and everything,
Yeah.
but they want to make sure like you know everything. So I guess you don't go, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that or something.
Exactly.
Um, which I still made a mistake, which I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. Yeah, I think I messaged you right about it. Yeah, um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, so that first day it was getting the keys and everything,
Mhm.
and then in the middle of it, because my jet coordinator person, the person
Mhm.
my contact at the school, uh, was awesome. He like went ahead and got like electricity turned on for me and stuff.
Okay.
Got like he scheduled like the gas company to come in to turn on my gas and everything. But in the middle of me signing everything and listening to everything, the gas company called him and was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
wow.
we're at the apartment. We need to activate this gas." And the real estate agent was like, "Oh, okay. All right, let's go." And so we took that meeting that we're having over to over to the apartment so we could watch the gas person turn the gas on and everything. And
Wow.
and then we just finished everything there. So it's like, yeah. And
Holy crap.
yeah, the rent is surprisingly cheap. I have like a fairly spacious place in terms of Japan. Like even in
Yeah.
Okinawa, most places are pretty small. Like
Yeah, yeah.
anybody that's ever been to Japan know that there's like there a lot of like apartments and just stuff is pretty compact.
Yeah.
Um, and so I have a pretty spacious place though. I have a so like I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm in my kitchen
Mhm.
area, but that's just because like my spare bedroom that I have. So I have a 2 room living room
Yeah.
kitchen. Um, the living room kitchen is just one big space. Um,
Gotcha.
then I have a bedroom, and then the spare bedroom. The spare bedroom does not have AC in it right now,
Gotcha.
and so it's just hot as balls in there. Like it's the thing with Okinawa is that it's hot and humid because it's a tropical
Yeah.
island. It's a
Yeah.
tropical island, so it's pretty hot. It's pretty humid. So I have to buy like a dehumidifier to put in there before I can start using that room. But
Ah.
the spare bedroom is my intention to use that room as like my office space. So like eventually this stuff behind me, like it's not just gonna be a black curtain that's behind me blocking the
Yeah.
window. It's gonna be an actual room and stuff. But yeah, this space is pretty big. But yeah, I'm in the kitchen right now because like my
Nice.
room's a mess. There's boxes all over the room. That's so my room is like right here. I'm touching the wall for my room right now.
Wow.
Um, so, but yeah, it's that first day though was doing all that,
Hmm.
and then and then my supervisor was like, "Oh, we need to go get you food. We need to go get you a futon to lay on. We gotta go get you this and this." So he then like
Oh,
after we
fun.
signed the paperwork, got the gas hooked up. He took me around showing me like where the stores were at, how close they were. Everything is within walking distance for me, so it's like everything's within like 10 to 20, 30-minute walking distance. Like
Okay.
the super big mall that's in my area is
Hmm.
only like a 20-minute walk for me. Like if I wanted to go there, I
Wow.
could go there. They have like, the movie theater, they have arcades over there and stuff. So like
Nice.
I can go over there anytime and just hang out if I wanted to. I haven't really done that yet, but if I wanted
Yeah.
to. But yeah, he just took me around to buy a bunch of stuff. I don't know why. I mean, I just accepted it. I was like, I guess,
Hmm.
sure, this makes sense. Why not? Uh, he was like, you need an electric kettle, and I was like, okay. I don't know. Like, I just felt like that was the most random thing. He was like, you need an electric kettle. It wasn't like you need a fridge. You don't need it wasn't like you need a
Yeah.
fridge or anything like that. It was like you need an electric kettle. And so I just bought an electric kettle because he said I needed it.
That's hilarious.
Now I have been using it because I've been buying like cup ramen, and so I've been
Oh,
using
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
I've been boiling the water and then pouring in the cup ramen and stuff. So it's come in handy. But it's like I just felt like that was the most random thing. He was like, "You need an electric kettle." Wasn't no microwave, no refrigerator or anything like that. It was like electric kettle. So I accepted it, and now I have an electric kettle over there.
Nice. So it
I
came
only
in
use it.
handy.
Yeah, I only use it for the cup ramen. I don't use it for anything else.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
and then we bought a futon, and like I'm already over sleeping on a futon mattress, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I bet.
it's so thin. It's like at this point I've been sleeping on it for almost a month now, and
Oh,
it basically feels like I'm just sleeping on the floor at this point, just because like my body is just like smushed it down even more, and I'm like,
yeah.
ugh. I'm just like, oof.
Wow.
So I finally bought a bed yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So I got one of those Casper mattress. Uh,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
so no bed frame, it's just on the floor. But that's what there's like. That's why I'm not in my room right now because there's just a bunch of boxes in my room. I was like, because I got it yesterday. I got my internet hooked up yesterday,
Nice.
which was an ordeal for that. Um,
That's so funny.
the So I didn't tell my landlord that I was getting internet hooked up yesterday.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't even think about it because I'm used to in the U.S. ISPs. They just
Yeah.
come and do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, we got to put a hole in the wall, and you just go okay,
Yeah.
and then they do it, and you're just like, oh, I'll deal with it later. um, they came and they were looking around. They're like, oh yeah, we got to put a hole here. We got to call your landlord to ask permission. And so they called my landlord, asked permission. He said yes. He was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But he called me later and was like, you needed to ask me beforehand. You needed to ask me weeks ago. He
Wow.
was like, you should have given me notice. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He was doing it in a polite Japanese way where he's just like,
Yeah.
hey, you should have done this. I could tell he was mad though. Like the tone,
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I was just like, I'm sorry. It was it was just
It's so
it
interesting.
was it was something I didn't even think about because again I'm just used to like ISPs just coming in and doing whatever the hell they want. It's just like
Exactly. Yeah.
it was like, oh yeah, we got to do this, we're gonna do it. So it's like,
Wow.
okay, cool, have fun. But yeah, but I got the internet hooked up yesterday. It's 1 gigabyte fiber, so
Oh, nice.
pretty good internet. Uh, it's pretty much as soon as I got it, I started installing Starfield. Uh, and then I got a knock on the door and it was the Casper mattress, so I threw that in the room. I have boxes everywhere, and then I went out with a couple of fellow Jets last night,
Hmm.
and they stayed out until 11:30 or something. That's when I started walking back. home with one of my fellow Jets that lived like next, like near me. We walked
Okay.
together, um, and another group just kept going, and I was like, man, I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest one in our group. So I'm 30. You know,
Wow.
I'm 33. All
Yeah.
of them are like in their early 20s, and I'm just like,
Wow.
oof, man, I'm an
I
old
can't
man.
hang.
I'm almost like 10 years older than the majority of you. I can't do this. I'm too old. My body
That's
can't handle
so
this.
funny.
All of you are fresh out
Wow.
of college, and I mean, technically, I'm fresh out of college too, but I was in grad school, you know,
Exactly.
and
That's
I was just
hilarious.
like, oh, my body can't handle this. I didn't even drink or anything. I was the sober person
Of
just sitting
course.
there drinking water. Um, we we went to some place that was like an all you could drink place.
Wow.
You froze again on my screen.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I did. I did. There. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if
what's
it's my
going on?
I don't know if it's my connection or your connection.
Okay.
Uh, it's whatever. Sorry, audio listeners and video listeners too, view watchers. Oh, your puppies are asleep together behind you.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
babies.
fought and then they yelled and then what happens is they sleep together.
Oh, the other what? That's Ash, right? The one that just moved,
Ash.
the brown
Yeah.
one.
Ash is the brown one and Hawk is the black and kind of blonde
Yeah,
highlights in her face.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Ash looked at you when you said they fought, and she was like,
Yeah.
"What the hell did you just
She
say?
does that a lot. Yeah.
The
Exactly.
hell
She
you
does
just
it a lot.
say? Talking shit."
They're they're both very expressive. So
Yeah.
Lord,
Um.
they're my babies.
Yeah. But we went to an all you can drink place. It was
Hmm.
like 1,200 yen, which is not that much. That's only like $20 around there, little like 15 to
Wow.
$20
Yeah.
USD. But I didn't do anything. But I guess the person that was like our waiter or whatever thought we were trying to play a fast one on him, because when everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this," he looked around. I was like, I'm not, no, not drinking anything." And he kept saying, "Oh, you can't share, you can't share. Are you?" And I was like,
Oh.
I mean, I'm not gonna drink anything. Like, I don't want anything. I'm
Yeah.
just here to hang out." And everybody was confused for like a good 10 minutes because like it was my fault because he just kept saying you can't share, and he kept like repeating that to everybody, and everybody was like, what?"
Mm.
And then before we were leaving,
Uh
and
huh.
bless their heart, I understand.
Yeah.
One of the people in my group tried to share their drink with me.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, you can't do that. And everybody else was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can't do that. And you're like, oh, how are they gonna know? And it's like, he's right there watching us. She didn't share the drink with me or anything because I was like,
Yeah.
and plus I was like, plus I don't drink. I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it was just really funny because I was like, I mean, he's right there watching us. He was very animate
That's
at the
so.
beginning that you can't share, and then like
Yeah.
an hour and a half, 2 hours later, you're like, I'm gonna share. You want to share? I was like, what? They're not gonna know. It's like he's watching us. How he's gonna know? You made it clear at the
Hilarious.
beginning because like everybody, even like everybody else, was like, what are you trying to do? It was just
Oh
funny
gosh.
interaction. And then yeah, I ended up dipping out around 11:30 because I was like, yeah, I'm too old for this. I can't handle this. And then
Yeah.
the person that lives near me was she had to do some stuff in the morning, so we walked together, and yeah, that was my
Nice.
night last night. And so far, school wise, it's been fun. The first 2 weeks was a lot of desk warming, so it was me just sitting at my desk, not really doing anything.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
I had to like prepare like a self introduction, so I worked on that, but like that was like a couple hours of work, you know, of actually doing work, and
Yeah.
then the rest of the time was just meeting a lot of people whose names just like I met so many people, so many
Yeah.
teachers, and their names just went out the door. Like it was like it was like okay, cool. Because like it was, I'm gonna be honest, I still don't even know all the teachers' names for my English department. So
Wow. There's so many
uh,
people.
yeah, and then this past week was the first week of classes,
Hmm.
and so I've been doing self introduction. My self introduction is like introducing Arkansas, just like explaining where Arkansas is, some important things about
Hmm.
Arkansas. I've also been talking about Puerto Rico because that's where my family's from. Um,
Interesting.
so, and then talking about myself a little bit, and I've been I I realize this. I'm a very fast talker, uh,
Ah,
and one of my teachers was like, "Hey, you need to slow down a little
slow
bit.
down.
They can't understand you." It's like, okay, and I'm like, how do I slow down? And so I try. So that's how it goes. um,
Interesting. I wanted to ask you, so with your class, when you're teaching, I guess English, and you're kind of like talking about yourself, um, are the students in the class, do they have any experience or like knowledge of English, of how to speak it, or is it kind of like they're coming here to learn it from you?
so every student that comes to the this particular school,
Hmm.
and I got to be careful because I'm not technically allowed to talk about
Oh,
some of this
oh,
stuff.
okay. Whoops. Okay,
Like I can't give like specific details and stuff like that. But
gotcha.
this particular school, the intention is pretty much everyone's gonna go off to study at a university in like the
Ah,
United States or the UK or anywhere where English is spoken. So they come into the school having pretty basic knowledge of English.
okay,
There's more advanced classes too, like for those who have more advanced English. I'm mostly teaching first years, so like freshmen.
okay,
I'm teaching mostly
gotcha.
freshmen, but then I have a couple of advanced classes that they're about to graduate and apply for universities, and so I have to help them with the interview process and like writing their essays and stuff.
Gotcha. Interesting. That's
Yeah,
so cool. Wow.
yeah. Already working with. Oh, never mind. It's not important. I can't say that. Probably.
Cut
Gotta be
it.
careful. Yeah,
Cut it out.
I can get fired if I. They have very strict privacy laws here, so can't.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That's so cool. So far, I wanted to ask you. So then, it's been basically basically a month since you've been there. Would you say
Yep. It's been a
about a
month.
month? Okay, a month.
I arrived on August 6th. In Tokyo. Was in Tokyo for 5 days, and the rest of the time it's been here.
Nice. Do you have anything, a favorite thing of yours since you've moved there within this first month that you enjoy doing, or maybe you enjoy going to, or whether it be food, arcade, just whatever it is.
Um. Uh. So I don't know. Have you tried soba when you were in Japan?
Soba. It sounds familiar.
It's
I'm not sure though.
it's basically noodles with a lot of broth.
Ah,
Um,
I probably
oh,
have.
and it's and so there's two types of well, there's multiple types of soba. And
Hmm.
I hope I'm saying this right. Let me look this up real quick. Um, but if I'm right, soba, yeah, soba Japanese noodles. So soba Okinawan soba is different from like mainland Japan. In mainland Japan, it's
Ah,
served cold, um,
okay.
and with thin noodles.
Hmm.
In Okinawa, it is served hot with thick noodles.
Okay.
Um, really good. Went to my first soba place the other day. My co-jet took me there during lunch. It was really good. Um, Probably will go there again. And then
Nice.
yeah, the arcade. There's a pretty decent arcade nearby. I've only gone to it once. There's multiple arcades in my area though, so I want to eventually go to all of
Nice.
them. And yeah, so
That's so cool. Yeah,
I
I know whenever. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I honestly haven't been exploring too much just because like I just trying to get my my home to be a home and like
Yeah. Still
and
adjusting.
yeah, still adjusting. You know me, I don't like being around people, so it's like I'm perfectly content just hanging out at my apartment. But I have been like venturing around and like going on long walks and stuff. There's several parks near me that are nice. Um,
Gotcha.
and then the my I expressed I mentioned in my self introduction earlier this week that I like soccer,
Hmm.
and because I said I like soccer, apparently now the soccer club wants me to come play with them and stuff.
What?
I'm like, y'all, I'm fat and out of shape. I can't do that. I just like watching soccer. I like playing FIFA. I can't play the
That's
actual sport,
hilarious.
you know.
That's
So
so funny. Well,
But yeah,
I think it's pretty cool that they're very much trying to make you feel welcome, which I think
yeah,
is pretty cool.
yeah,
Very inviting and just making you feel less of a stranger, so to speak.
yeah. And yeah, it's it'll probably like ask me again, September. We are in September. Ask me again in October. Um,
October, November, something like
yeah,
that.
and maybe I'll have something more exciting to say, like more adventures and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like right now it's just like I'm still adjusting, chill, trying to wrap my head around. Like I know my routes now though for like the stores
Okay.
and
Yeah.
to the school and all of that. So I know my routes, and so I have like sort of a daily routine that I go through. Like Sunday mornings, I've been going to the laundromat. There's a laundromat that's
Ah.
like a 2 minute walk for me because I don't have a
Yeah.
washer right now.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to invest in a washer, to be honest, because it's just the laundromat's close enough and it's convenient enough and it's cheap enough. It's only like I'm only spending like $3 to do a wash and a dryer.
Wow.
So
Nice.
it's like I think I'm paying like 600-700 yen total. So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
about $3-4. So it's like not that bad. I can manage that on,
Yeah.
but it's been Sunday mornings going to the laundromat. Um, if I wasn't doing this right now, recording this with you right now, I would be at the store getting some groceries and stuff for the week and everything. But and that's what I'm gonna go
Nice.
do after we're done here is go to the grocery store and get some food. Well, I got to take a shower. I haven't taken a shower since yesterday, but I got to take a shower. So I'll take a shower and then
Nice.
go to the store. But yeah. So
Man,
I'm
that's
already establishing sort of a routine and stuff though,
yeah.
for especially for the weekends. Saturdays I've kind of just been a vegetable, but that's also because I didn't have internet. So I didn't really have anything. So I've either been a vegetable or just go on super long walks around the area to just
Mm,
try to learn it and stuff.
gotcha.
So
That's so
yeah.
cool. How is it how's it going with learning the language? Can you hold a conversation or just something short?
I can do basic greetings. I can't hold a conversation.
Gotcha. That's
But
hilarious.
yeah. So it's been I'm still learning. I can read better than I can speak. Yeah,
Speak. Gotcha.
yeah. And I'm getting used to like the vocabulary when I go to like the convenience stuff when they ask me for like a bag and stuff like that. I'm starting to pick up on like the structure of those sentences and stuff, so I'm able to reply hi or no.
Yeah.
So yeah. What is the word?
Nice.
What is no? No, this is not no is not no in Japanese. It's something else. I can't remember right now.
I can't remember.
Hi. I just say hi over and over again. I'm just like hi.
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 That's
Uh,
hilarious.
but yeah, the what's cool is that the one of the people working at the conveni is starting to recognize me every morning when I go there to
Ah.
when I'm going there to get my sandwich and get my drink and stuff before I go to school. She's starting to recognize me, and so she
Ah.
gets excited and she's starting to talk to me in English because at first
Oh.
she was just speaking to me in Japanese, but now every time she sees me, she's like, "I'm gonna practice my English on you," and I was like, "Okay, cool." so
That's
so
cool.
yeah,
Wow.
she's starting to recognize me. My my neighbor that lives next door to me
Uh-huh.
is the sweet old lady. She has a little Pomeranian,
Ah. Yeah.
a little fluff ball cloud. I asked her if I could walk her dog sometime. She said yes. So
Oh,
that's
that's
cool.
sweet.
So I was like, yeah, I can have. Since I can't have my dogs, I'm gonna live through somebody else. Um,
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
but yeah, so she's sweet. She rides a motorcycle too, and
Whoa.
she looks so badass. Like I'm like you're the coolest person ever.
That's hilarious.
Because because like that's how I met her. She was pulling into the parking lot when I was coming
Hmm.
back from walking, and she was like, "Oh, you're the new person that lives next door to me." And I was like, "Ah, yeah." And she's like, "Ah, that's cool. Wait." She was speaking Japanese and English, but basically what she was saying.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
yeah, and then we went up the elevator together, and we were just talking and stuff. And she's the mother of the landlord. so
Wow.
so
Interesting. Okay.
I live next to my landlord's mom.
Wow.
But then I was like, I want you to be my mom. I didn't say that out loud, but that's what I was thinking.
That's so
So
funny.
and then
That's what's up, man.
she brought me food. She brought me food like on a Wednesday. I want to say my first Wednesday there, Might have been my
Yeah.
second Wednesday.
Nice.
But yeah, she brought me food and was like, "Here you go, welcome. You're the first."
Wow.
She was telling me I was the first foreigner to ever live in this apartment complex. Uh,
Wow.
for those who don't know, it's very, very hard to, no matter where you're at in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard to rent a place if you're a foreigner.
Mm.
There's a lot of people that will not rent to foreigners. So
That's so interesting.
yeah, so I got really lucky with this one because I think I mentioned this to you probably off
Mm-hmm.
stream at some point. I was like, I'm worried that they're gonna deny me because I'm a foreigner. um,
Yeah.
but I got really lucky with this place. I had actually applied for an apartment twice here because
Oh
the
yeah.
first one got taken by a Japanese couple, um,
Yeah.
and then just magically another unit opened up that was pretty much the same floor plan. It was just on a different floor, and
Mm.
and but yeah, so I was able to get this apartment, thankfully, because that was like my biggest stress because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have a place to live, and like some of my fellow Jets came here without a place and they had to like
Really?
they had to like live in a hotel and Airbnb and stuff, and I was like, I would not want to do that and then try to get an apartment. That would
Holy.
be
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, so I got lucky with this place, and it's yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. There's some quirks to it that I'm still
Uh huh.
figuring out. Um,
Okay.
one of the quirks, this freaks me out every time it happens, and I'm glad it hasn't
Uh huh.
happened yet. If somebody, I want to say if it's like the people above me,
Uh huh.
when they flush their toilet, the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen sinks shoots out water. I don't know if this.
What?
I don't- so every now and then I'll just be on my computer, I'll be in my room or something, and then I'll just hear the like water hitting the sink, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
That's
it's
hilarious.
always when I'm assuming when someone's like flushing the toilet up, like the people above me or something,
Interesting.
it just shoots out water.
Oh my
It
gosh.
makes me wonder if like when I flush the toilet, is it shooting out water in somebody else's place?
Yeah, below
It,
you.
it's not like it's dirty or anything. Like it's clear water and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's just like the first couple times I was just like, what the heck? What's happening? Why is there water? And then for gas, so I don't know if this is the standard here in Japan for this, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to turn the gas on when I want to like use hot water or anything.
Okay.
I have to press a button, and I set the temperature that I have
Interesting.
to set the temperature for the water with that, and so I have to turn it on and do that, and so that's a quirk, and I keep forgetting. I keep like forgetting in the morning when I'm going to take my shower to do that, and so I'll start it
And
off. And it's
it's
just
cold
it's
water.
cold water. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go turn on the gas and stuff so I can turn on the water heater stuff. But like
That's
just in
hilarious.
general, like if I want to use my stove, so I have a gas stove. I haven't actually used it at all. Um,
Mm.
because I've just been using the electric kettle for my boiling water stuff. But for the gas stove, I would still have to turn on the gas for that too. Probably never going to use this stove to be honest, but the stove was given to me. The English department bought me a stove, which I'm like, that's cool.
Ah.
You couldn't
Thank
bought me
you.
could have bought me a refrigerator. Jeez,
I know, right?
I'm joking. But yeah, so it's just some quirks to work out, and what is the other? There's one other quirk that baffles me, and I don't know. This isn't a quirk. I think this is
Mm-hmm.
just because there's a lack of stuff in my apartment right now. Where like
Uh-huh.
if I drop something on the floor, it sounds loud because there's
Really?
nothing to like muffle it or anything.
Oh, no carpet or anything?
Yeah, so I'm just like, poof. Everybody can hear every footstep that I have. I'm like paranoid sometimes, like especially at night, where I just hear like the slightest creak. I'm like, oh my god, they can hear me. I can't move. My
They're
people are
like,
around me are gonna
shut
be like
up.
the people around me are gonna be like, oh stupid American.
Keep it down.
Nobody like I'm. It's probably all in my head, type of thing where it's like,
Yeah.
but because like I'm surprised that this is like the most pleasant thing for me is like
Mm-hmm.
just how quiet it is. Even when
Mm.
I was in Tokyo, walking around at night in Tokyo, I was just always surprised at how quiet it was. Like it's
Yeah.
like 8 o'clock, 7, 8ish hits here in the area that I live in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it becomes silent. It just becomes
Wow.
silent. Like occasionally hear like people moving around in like the air, like above me and like to either
Mm-hmm.
side of me and stuff. Um, but even then, it's like I don't know if it's just like our walls are thick, but like it's just like it's fairly quiet. So, which is nice because I used to live in LA, lived in
Exactly. Super loud.
lived in KC, Louisville, with all these areas like people are just loud and it's traffic all the time and stuff. And like
Yeah.
here, there's traffic, but it's like not super loud or anything. And it's usually again like by 7, 8 o'clock, that traffic kind of dies down, and it's an interesting like dynamic there.
Yeah.
So
It's like everybody goes home and they're like, okay, everybody, let's go to sleep.
yeah, so everybody be quiet. It's quiet hours, like yeah, quiet hours at like the dorm. Remember? Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
had those
remember
quiet
that.
during finals week. You had to be quiet during this for like what 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
But
4 hours, something like that, to let everybody study.
yeah, and we
Wow.
always we always ignored it because we were assholes. Anyways, even
But
when you
man,
were an
that's
RA.
so cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was a very, like, I let a lot of stuff slide just because
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't really feel like telling people what to do and what not to do.
I mean,
Um,
you let me drink, so
Very true. Very true.
we
And
shouldn't say that
sometimes I
loud.
would partake.
Yeah.
No,
Good
that's
times.
hilarious.
Anyway, sorry for the
Good
sidetrack there.
times. No, you're good. You're good. But that's so cool, man. It's like I said, it's interesting. I'm excited. Me and my partner, we're excited to go back because I know we have we're getting married here in a month, and we're finalizing everything, and we had to do a bunch of paperwork and stuff like that to get ready for like the actual license, so that we can tell the government, hey, we're officially married, and she's changing her last name to mine, and it's
No,
it's
you're not changing
interesting.
your name to hers. Lame.
No,
Not
no.
gonna be. You're not gonna be. You're not gonna go against normal conventions. Ugh,
No, I
loser.
don't want to do that. No, I'm okay. But she's mentioned and I've mentioned that we're excited to go back to Japan, and so especially this time with all the different places that we're going to, and
Yeah.
so because we'll be in Tokyo, but we're also going to visit what's it called, Osaka, Kyoto, and I think it might just be that, and then we're going to come back to Japan because we like Japan a lot, and so, or I mean, I'm sorry, Tokyo.
Yeah.
And so Tokyo, Okinawa, or not Okinawa, Osaka, Kyoto, and I think it's those three. I think
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
be wrong,
You're
but
spending like what 2 weeks, right?
yeah, basically two. I think
Yeah.
it's 12, 13 days, just shy of 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're not gonna leave. You're gonna stay. You're gonna find a place to stay forever.
No, we have to bring our children, our dogs.
Yeah.
We can't leave
Ugh.
them.
That's the downside, man.
Yeah.
It's a long process and horribly expensive process to try to get dogs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Over here. If I end up staying longer than a year, then I will attempt to at least get one of my dogs over here. But yeah,
I
it's
get
like
that.
right now, like the big thing for me, like I just miss my dogs. Um,
Yeah.
Surprisingly, like culture shock hasn't really hit me at all. Like I'm not really.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. Like because like prior to this, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, culture shock. You're gonna go. It's gonna hit you hard. You're gonna feel empty and lonely and stuff." And I'm like, the only thing I feel right now is that I miss my dog. So I guess maybe that is being lonely. But
Maybe.
like
Maybe.
my day to day life hasn't really changed because like I never really did anything when I was living in the U.S. Wise, I would go to
Yeah.
work and come home. Go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. And
Yeah.
then just chill, play video games, talk to you and stuff. And so like day to day things like haven't really changed too much for me. And so like yeah, I'm fine with everything. I just want my dogs.
I
Um,
get that.
I'm trying to. There's a couple of stray cats around my apartment, and so I've been
Oh.
buying cat food and leaving it out for them, trying to win them over.
Oh.
Adopt these cats and call it a day. Phew.
No, definitely.
Have an army of cats in my apartment.
That's so cool. That's what's up, man. But yeah, I can definitely like imagine that, and so it's something. I know it's difficult, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah,
but
it is
but
what it
that's so
is.
cool. It's cool to hear about your journey so far. Cause do you know in Okinawa, does it snow there?
No.
No, oh, because it's just all
It's,
tropical. I was gonna
it's
say
all
because I know for
tropical.
us, it's slowly transitioning into fall, and like we
Mhm.
can feel like fall shifting,
Mhm.
or beginning slowly, and so it
Yeah.
probably won't happen really till October for us, but
Yeah.
um, we're excited to, well, I'm excited, I should say, for fall and winter to come, and so
I I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited for to get cooler right now because it's very hot and it's very humid. And they're like, oh yeah, August is the worst month. August is the
Oh
worst
my
month for heat
gosh.
and humidity here in Okinawa. And then like
Yeah.
mid September is when it starts cooling down, and by December it'll be like um it'll be roughly in like the mid 60s, low 70s,
Oh, nice.
and then that's
Nice.
usually where it sits until about April, May, when
Okay.
summer starts back up again.
Gotcha.
So
Nice. Oh, so you
I'm
just
just,
went
just
through the
I'm just
toughest part.
yeah, I went through the toughest part, and I'm just ready for it to actually cool down. The humidity pretty much stays, but the heat itself goes down. So
Ah,
um,
nice.
yeah, just waiting because I can't stand heat. I hate heat so much.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And then on top of it being so humid,
Yeah, human.
because
Yeah.
it's like I go outside and it's like I'm suddenly just covered in, like, it's not even
Yeah.
sweat. It's just like I'm wet. Like it's not sweat. It's just like all of a sudden I just like stepped into like a what is it, a sauna type thing, where it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're just suddenly wet. You're hot and wet for whatever reason. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
like
get that.
I'm just like, why are my arms just covered in water right now? It's not raining or anything. Stop. I hate it. Um,
I'm the same way and I hate it. I'm just like, why am I just drenched right now? I
yeah,
didn't do anything.
yeah. It's just like I've been outside a whole 2 seconds, and all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
it's like my face, everything about it, man. Yeah, it's the
Oh
worst.
my gosh.
Sorry, audio and video listeners, there was an odd cut there because I was saying some stuff that I
Yeah.
shouldn't have said.
Yep. He got a phone call and we
Yeah,
had to make some changes.
they somehow knew what I was saying, and they immediately called me. It was like, you can't say that. It was the Japanese government. They said, hey,
Yeah, they did. They
stupid
said
American, you can't say these sort of things on your videos.
if you want to keep living here, you got to abide by these rules.
And I was like,
So
shit, man, they're cracking down hard on me already. Uh, but
hilarious.
yeah, I've talked a lot. Now,
You're good.
what's some exciting things that happened to you in this last month?
No, I was gonna say that really nothing crazy has happened just yet. Really, or I shouldn't say crazy. Nothing life changing has happened yet. I mean, it's going to happen here in October when I'm officially finally married to my partner,
Yeah.
and after that, we really just have been doing all the paperwork that I didn't realize how much paperwork goes into getting married. There's so much paperwork, and so
Oof, I imagine. Yeah.
yeah, it almost feels like it's like I thought because the movies make it seem it's just like you say I do and then boom, that's it, you're official. But no, you have to go through the government, file some paperwork wherever you have the marriage to make sure that it's official, and it has to be done, but of course by someone who's ordained and stuff like that. And so we've been handling the paperwork. We handled I think all of it. And so the last thing we have to do is once we officially do get married on
Hmm.
October 1st, we have to send off this paperwork signed by the person that's officiating the wedding, give it to the government people, and then we wait a little bit to get our official marriage license to say that yes, they are married, type of thing.
Yeah.
And so um, we handle that, and then finishing up some last minute things for our small little ceremony that we're having. Like we got the event space, hired a couple people, get the setup ready and the times, make sure that the catering that we're getting is able to do it, and so on and so forth. And it's been a lot of stuff, and so we did that. I think we're basically on the home stretch now, and so um, because there was like a couple of changes where originally where we were going to have it, and it's like last minute we changed it just because of some things that my partner wanted, and so we were like, okay, cool, let's change it. Did all that. Outside of that, of course, the next thing would be us going to Japan for our honeymoon, which we're excited for. Then, really, of course, besides like birthdays and stuff like that, the next real big I'd say life changing event is going to be us when we move across the country, when we move to California. And so
Yeah.
we're in the middle of we haven't started looking yet. We won't start until I think November, because we've decided that that's where we're going officially. Like that's where we're going. Now I say that, but of course life can happen and things can change. But as of right now, we've both like, let's try it. Let's go take a chance on this and see if we enjoy living there. If not, let's find somewhere else to live. And so we're kind of like just these nomads, just picking up and moving and doing all these things.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I think it's really just been a lot of like for me working on projects, working on certain business ideas for music and trying to get certain things to see where I want them to go. But nothing as big as what you've done.
Yeah.
I'd say with like uprooting your life in Arkansas and going across the pond, so to speak,
The other side of the world.
other side of the world, exactly. And so,
Yeah.
other than that, it's been pretty cool. It's been very chill, which of course it's my speed. I really enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
And other than that, enjoying playing these video games. This great month of gaming that we've had with like Sea of Stars.
Man.
Finally playing Baldur's Gate 3, and then eventually going to play Starfield. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll talk about all the video game stuff on
Respawn.
Friday,
Yeah.
on Respawn, please, when we do it again, because we're coming back, baby.
Exactly.
I'm back. I got internet now. I could actually do this shit. Man,
Exactly.
I you know what? I take it back. I take what I was saying earlier back. I miss my dogs. That's very hard. The hardest thing was a lack of internet. I didn't like,
Ooh.
you're so reliant on internet that like,
Yeah.
and like I have like super limited data on like my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
I can only do like 25 gigabytes of data or whatever. And I like max that out within like the first week and a half or something like that. Just like watching videos on YouTube and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
and I was like, oh fuck, I had to like top out my so I had to add like data two times to to keep going, because I was just like, oof, because like my phone would have worked even without the like they weren't gonna like the phone plan I have
Cut your
was like,
service off.
yeah, they're not gonna cut the service off. It's just gonna be really, really slow.
Gotcha.
And I got to the really, really slow stuff, and I was like, this isn't sustainable for me. I can't do this. It's like I gotta.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and like added extra gigabytes to it and stuff. I had to do it twice because like they give you like a cap of you can only add like up to 5 gigabytes at a time, and so I did it twice because I met it, and then got the internet
now
yesterday.
You have internet.
And I have unlimited internet, so I don't have to worry about it now. I can just go enjoy life. But yeah, they didn't realize like how frustrating it would be, because like just being able to like watch whatever the hell I want like on YouTube, and watch whatever the hell I want on like Netflix and Disney Plus and stuff, like just didn't have that option. I was telling you this. So I got Amazon Prime thinking that, oh yeah, I can just get stuff here faster. Didn't work out. However, all the anime that you can think of is on Amazon Prime. Like
That's
everything.
So funny.
It's wild. So Anime Please will Review Please Anime Edition will
will be strong.
Will be however, a lot of them don't have subtitles. So
wow.
Gonna have to figure something out there, but
I
was surprised because like I've never associated Amazon with anime at all.
Yeah,
like on the US side, because they don't really have too much anime. I mean, they have anime, but it's not a lot. But yeah, it's like everything is here in the Japan's version of Amazon Prime. They have everything on there, and then same with Netflix. They have like crap ton of anime on Netflix. Netflix definitely does not have a lot of subtitles for the animes though.
Makes sense, just because I think it's just based there in Japan. So
yeah,
that's interesting. Wow,
and
so
then,
crazy.
And then Disney Plus also has quite a bit of anime as well, which was surprising to me when I was looking at the So,
all these different deals that they have in place.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
The downside is, we're gonna have to talk about this later. Downside is I don't think I'll be able to finish Great Pretender.
Wow. Oh yeah. Oh,
so,
anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I haven't been able to find it yet. I started it US side and then didn't really get a chance to finish it. I watched most of it though, so
interesting.
I think I might have missed like the last 2 episodes, but or maybe I watched it all. I don't remember. I feel like I didn't, but maybe I did. I don't know.
Maybe. Interesting. That's so crazy. Stuff switches like that.
Yeah, I
Hmm?
forgot to tell you this too. I'm gonna bring this
What's
up
that?
here. I'll bring it up again whenever we do anime
Okay.
review. Please anime. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Konbini and I was looking
Uh-huh.
around,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they have Mashal branded cream puffs.
Wow.
So I was looking at the pastries and stuff, the pastry
Hmm.
section, and I saw cream puffs, and yeah, Mashal was on like the branding for some of them. I was like,
Wow.
oh, this is clever, because
That's so
because
funny.
because it's cream puffs, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
cream
likes,
puffs. Uh-huh. He
and
loves
it's
cream
like
puffs.
I was like, oh wow, this is cool. So
That's so funny. I think when we went to
yeah,
Japan, I had my first cream puff and it was delicious. I was like, wow,
yeah.
so
That
sweet.
I picked up a strawberry flavored one and a lemon flavored one. I really like the
Ah,
lemon flavored one.
yeah, I
I'm a
think that's the
sucker for
one that
anything
we
lemon,
had.
so yeah.
Nice.
Strawberry was
That's
fine.
so
It was
cool.
like, oh yeah, it just tastes like a strawberry cake thing. But the lemon
Yeah.
one, I don't know. Something about the lemon one was like, oh, this is so fucking good. But yeah, we'll talk about that again too, because like there's been a lot of like just branding centered around anime for a lot of like food and stuff that I've been surprised by. I'm like, this is cool.
Mm, nice.
I
That's
mean, I
man.
knew
Yeah,
anime
that's
was
so
huge,
dope.
but I didn't realize how big it was. You know,
Exactly. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's what's up,
so
man. Well, I'm
yeah,
excited for the future, man, to see what else happens, how much more accustomed you become to it, and just what else happens. I think it's like such an interesting part of your life that whether you stay there for a year or whether you stay longer, I think it's going to be a very interesting chapter in your life.
it's gonna be uneventful. It's gonna be another year, man. It's gonna be another year of
That's
me just bitching and complaining about life, you know. But yeah.
that's hilarious. Oh gosh.
Anyways, we rambled on long enough. Some of this stuff got cut. Sorry for some of these odd edits
Sorry.
because multiple things happened.
Oh yeah.
And then L's camera kept freezing, which is fine.
I know I
I
did.
don't.
It's hey.
We'll figure it out. It's one of us. I don't know if it's my connection with Discord or if it's yours, and maybe it's my
Yeah.
laptop chugging. But I checked the task manager, and I'm not using the CPU too much. So I don't know.
Hmm, Let me
I don't know.
check. Is it me? I am.
Yeah,
No, I'm not, I don't think I'm using a lot of CPU. At least I don't think
yeah,
so.
yeah. It's
Maybe
fine.
it's just
And we both have like relatively new items in our setup, so you know
true.
it's
True.
like it's no big deal.
Nice.
Anyways, L, wind us down.
Well, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Relax and Respawn. Of course, we're on the hiatus, but we're back. We're back and better than ever. And you catch us, you can always catch this podcast available everywhere you get your excuse me, I cannot speak. Everywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. So you can listen to the audio version. But if you'd like to watch the video version and watch my cute dogs here in the background, you can tune into our YouTube at Respawn Please Podcast, where the video version of this is here as well. Make sure to tune in live every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. What's the time in Japan? Like what is Eastern Standard Time? We have Eastern. I'm Eastern. What would yours be? Pacific or not Pacific,
I
but
think it's just jet. I'm gonna be honest, I don't
Japan
know.
time.
It's
Well, Abe.
like our section includes like South Korea as well, like all of South
Oh,
Korea
okay.
and then parts of China and stuff. So I don't know what it would be called.
Gotcha.
But, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Respawn Please podcast will be live here, so we're coming back with that. So tune in to that live next Friday.
So
If not, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we can say this 9 o'clock a.m. Japan.
There you
time.
go. Japan.
If
There you
you're
go.
in Japan, if you're in this area of the world, it's 9 a.m. in Japan, South Korea, and then parts of China,
Exactly.
and
So
maybe Australia. I don't know.
maybe,
Yeah.
but catch it live there. If not, you can catch the recorded version as well on the YouTube or the audio version of the podcast available everywhere you get podcast. Follow the YouTube, subscribe to the channel right below, like, share, and also be sure to follow us on social media at Respawn Please Podcast on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
And thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. Peace. That's all I got.
We love you.